Bowler zeros are up. You may begin. Good luck and good bowling. Rossford bowlers and parents, just so you know, this match is being live streamed and also taped. So if you want to watch it later, you just go on YouTube and type in Wildcat Varsity Bowling.
All right, welcome bowling fans. We've got an afternoon of high school bowling between Wildcats of Napoleon and the Rossford Bulldogs. We'll get things started off here on the ladies' side. Looks like they're just about to get underway.
1, 2, 3, go!
Looks like we've got Kelsey Eicher up on lane 7 and Abby up on lane 5 for Napoleon. Kelsey started out with 8. Looks like we're making a scoring correction. It looks like Abby might have gotten 9 and then it swept the pins. Kelsey up now for her spare attempt. And she missed inside. And there's a strike for Kendall Horner on lane number 7 for Napoleon. All right, we've got the pin reset for Abby. And she picks up her spare. So that's Abby Steffi. We've got, looks like Ariana now up on lane number 7. She'll start out with 8, leaves the 4-7. And then we've got Casey Garcia up on the left lane, lane number 5. And she starts out with 5, I'm sorry. Up her spare on lane number 7. And Casey with a nice spare on lane number 5. Kelsey up now, lane number 8. And that one hit the pocket, but leaves the 7 pin and pick up with 9. Fremont Rossford picks up 7 on lane 7. After starting out with a strike. If you saw the stream pop up for a minute and then disappear, I apologize. I had a slight technical difficulty here. I think it's corrected now. And Kelsey misses her spare attempt on lane number 8. Kendall now, lane number 8. Nice ball from Kendall. Strike with that one. That's back-to-back strikes for her. Abby now up on lane number 6. And she splits, ends up leaving the 5-7. Nice ball there from Fremont Ross. Or not, I'm sorry, Rossford. Fremont Ross was Monday when I wasn't here. So big shout out to Tony for taking over announcing duties for me while I was out of town. All right, Kelsey up now, lane number 7. And a strike for her. Nice ball there. Ariana now, spare attempt, left the 7 pin, picks it up. And Abby picks up 1 out of the 2, leaving the 7 pin behind, so a 9 count for her on lane 6. Kendall now, lane number 7. Swings that one out wide, won't quite get back, picks up 7. Leaves the 3, 5, 6. Nice ball there from Rossford, a strike on lane number 8. Kendall back up on lane number 7. Spare attempt. And she picks it up. All right, if I can get somebody in the chat to give me a shout out, make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear, that we're transmitting and coming through. Casey now, second ball, lane number 6. And looks like she picked up about 6 or 7. Nope, 5. Ariana with a strike on lane number 7. Rossford now, spare attempt on lane 8. And she picks up a few, but leaves 1 pin behind, so a 9 count for her. Abby comes in a little light, picks up 6, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 9 maybe. All right, thanks for the confirmation. Kelsey now down on lane 8. That one hit the pocket a little light, ends up leaving the, looks like the 3, 5, 6. Pickup of 7. Abby now, spare attempt on lane 5, picks up 3 out, or yeah, 3 out of the 4 for a 9 count. Rossford with a split on lane 7, left the 1, 2, 10, and she won't get any additional pin count. And Kelsey's spare attempt picks up 2 out of the 3. Casey picked up 3 on her first ball on lane 5. She's coming up for her second ball now. First, we've got Kendall on lane number 8. Nice ball from Kendall, another strike. All right, Casey ready for her spare attempt. Needs to come back a little bit, but it doesn't, so she'll pick up 2 more for a total of 5. Ariana now, lane number 8, drops all 10 for the strike. Double up for her. Rossford bowler down on lane 5, nice ball there for a strike. And you hit the Brooklyn side, but it still counts. Kelsey picks up 6, this time leaving the 1, 3, 6, and 9. That was on lane 7. Strike ball for Rossford on lane number 8. All right, Kelsey up for her spare attempt on lane 7, and then we'll switch over to the boys. See how they're doing. Kelsey, looks like she picked up 2 on that, so we'll switch over. All right, I see Christian's getting ready to come up to the line. Looks like he's left a... Not sure what's going on. Rossford boys up on lane 3 for a spare attempt. Picks it up. Rossford down on lane number 1. Their left-hander picks up 8. Looks like the 4-7 left. Oliver Franz up now on lane number 3 for Napoleon. Oliver goes high, picks up 8, leaves the 6-10. Now Christian, they had to reset a pin, I guess. He missed his spare attempt on lane 2. So a 9 count for him. Oliver now spare attempt on lane number 3. And he misses inside. So an open for Oliver. Oliver had strikes in the previous 2 frames. Fox Taylor up now, lane number 1. And Fox splits, picks up 8. Looks like, I don't know if that's the 4-8, the 4 9s. Can't quite tell from this angle. Rossford misses their spare attempt on lane number 2. Andrew struck just a moment ago on lane number 3. Now that'll bring up Hunter. Hunter with strikes in the previous 2 frames. That one goes high, ends up leaving the 3-10. So pick up with 8 on his first ball. Christian now down on lane number 1. And he leaves the 3-10, pick up of 8. Hunter now, spare attempt, picks it up, makes it look easy. Rossford picks up their spare on lane number 2. Christian now, spare attempt down on lane 1, and he picks it up. Oliver with 9 on his first ball on lane 4 will be shooting at the 7-pin. And he makes it. So the boys are sitting at 3-0 right now in NLL conference play. 4-1 overall. Their only loss coming against a tough Maumee team. You may wonder why they didn't count Fremont Ross twice, since we bowled them twice. Only the first time we bowled them counts for conference. Andrew with a strike there on lane number 4. Napoleon is currently in the lead by themselves right now, although Clay has one more conference game than we do, but they do have a loss. Christian picks up 8 down on lane number 2. Looks like the 2-4 left. Rossford now, lane number 4. And a strike for Rossford. Christian now, spare attempt coming on lane number 2. And he picks it up. Oliver up now, lane number 3. Looked like it came in just a touch light. Picks up 8, leaves the 2-5. Rossford goes Brooklyn, gets the strike on lane 2. And a 9 count for Rossford on lane 4, leaving a 10-pin. And Fox gets one to kick up from the back to take out the 7-pin for the strike. He's got back-to-back strikes now. Thought he was going to leave the 7-pin standing, and like the creature from the Black Lagoon, pin jumped out of the back and took it out. And Christian with a strike on lane number 1. Oliver did pick up his spare a moment ago on lane number 3. That brings up Andrew now. He's got 2 strikes in the last 2 frames. Andrew lets that one go. And 9 count, can't get the 10 to drop. Spare upcoming. Rossford with a split down on lane number 1, and he won't get any more, so an 8 count for them in that frame. Andrew with a spare attempt and converts. Brings up Hunter now, lane number 3. Rossford splitting again on lane number 1. A strike for Hunter on lane number 3. Fox up on lane number 2. Oliver on lane number 4. Oliver comes in light, leaves the 2-4-5. Fox clears the deck with a strike. That's now 3 in a row for Fox. And Rossford can't convert the split down on lane 1, so an 8 count for him. Rossford goes high on lane 3, ends up leaving the 2-4-7 for their lefty. And Christian leaves a 10-pin. It wobbles, pin rolled into it, and it wobbled, but it didn't go down, so a 9 count on his first ball. Oliver picks up his spare on lane 4. Andrew now on lane number 4. And he drops all 10 for the strike. Christian now, spare attempt on lane 2. Takes aim at the 10-pin. And he clobbers it. Hunter up now, lane number 4. And a nice ball from him. Gets the late drop on the 7-pin, but all 10 go down. Fox up on lane 1, Oliver on lane 3. Fox gets 9, leaves a 6-pin. Oliver with a strike on lane 3. Coming up on lane 3. Fox takes aim at his spare on lane 1. And Fox takes out his spare, so he'll pick that up. Andrew with a strike. So back-to-back strikes for Andrew again. All right, we'll switch back over to the girls for a little bit. All right, Kelsey getting ready to come up on lane number 8. Rossford girls come in light on lane 7. Leave the 1, 2, 8, and 10. Pickup of 6. Kelsey comes in a little heavy, crosses over on the Brooklyn side for the right or for the lefty, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Pickup of 6. So the Rossford bowler picks up 2 more for a total of 8, playing number 7. So the girls also 3-0 in conference play, but they're tied with Bowling Green. They are 5-0 overall. Nice pickup there by Kelsey on lane number 8. 9 count for Rossford, leaving the 6 pin on lane 7. All right, so it looks like Rossford's 4th bowler finished with a 129. Kelsey's got 1 more in the 10th. She'll pick up 9 more, so 128. Abby now up on lane 6, pulls that one a little bit. Picks up just 1, the 7 pin. Kendall picks up 8 on her first ball of the 10th frame. Left there. Looks like the 5-8 maybe. Rossford's 5th bowler finishing with a 122. And Kendall chops. So she'll finish with a 199 game. Abby picks up 6 more for a total of 7. Let's see, on the boys' side, I've got Rossford's 4th bowler finishing with a 176. 189 for Oliver. Kiesling up on lane number 8. She got a strike on her first ball of the 10th frame. And another strike in the 10th. Abby picks up, looks like 5 on the left lane, lane 5. Casey up now, spare attempt on lane 6. She's left with a split, the 4, 6, 7, 10. She'll pick up 1 more for a total of 7. Ariana, last ball, picks up 9, can't kick the 7 pin out, and she finishes with a game of 236. Nice game, Ariana. Switch back over to the boys. Andrew just finished up with 3 strikes in the 10th, 5 in a row for a 227. Rossford's 5th bowler finished with a 191. Oh, nice ball by Hunter, but it splits on him, leaving the 7-10. Hunter's got a good game going, but that might have just put an end to it. And he won't won't pick up any more, so 223 is what Hunter ends up with in game number 1. Rossford's first bowler looks like he finished with a 133. Their second one was a 169. Fox just started out 10th frame with a strike. Fox now, second ball, 10th frame. Lane number 2. Nice looking ball. Spreads the pins onto the back of the frame, or back of the rack. It's 10 for him. Nine count on lane 1, leaving a 7 pin for their third bowler to start the 10th frame. Rossford's first bowler looks like she ended up with a 77. And Fox with 3 strikes in the 10th will finish with 190. Good game for Fox. Looks like we've got Jonathan stepping in for Christian to finish out his 10th frame on lane number 2. Jonathan leads Peters. He starts out with 9. Left the 10 pin. Picks up the spare. Okay, Rossford's second girl finished with an 87. And Rossford's third boy bowler finished with a 182. So Rossford combines for a total of 851 for game number 1. Jonathan finishes up with 9 for a 149 with combined for him and Christian. So 978 for Napoleon boys. So Fox 190, 149 for Christian and Jonathan combined. Oliver 189, 227 for Andrew, and 223 for Hunter. On the girls' side, Abby just finished up with an 83. Give me just a second, we'll get the camera back over there. Casey up now. Lane number 6. Start out the 10th with a strike. And picks up 8 on her second ball on the 10th. And 104 is what the third female bowler will end up with. So 519 for the Rossford girls. Casey finishing up her 10th frame here. She'll add 1 more. So 93. So Abby with a 83. Casey with a 93. Kelsey Eicher with a 128, 199 for Kendall Horner, and 236 for Ariana Kiesling. And they combine for a 739. So as I have it right now, boys are lead 978 to 851, a difference of 127 pins. And Napoleon girls lead 739 to 519, a difference of 220. In just a minute, we'll get this on the board. We'll switch back over to the boys who've just started. On the screen here. Give me just a second. All right, there we go. All right, Oliver Franz started out with a strike. Andrew got 8 on his first ball on lane number 4. He's coming up for his spare attempt now. Fox Taylor with a strike. Andrew picked up his spare. I believe Jonathan stayed in for Christian, and he started out the game with a 9 spare. Rossford with 8 on lane number 3, leaving the 610. Hunter coming up now, lane number 4. And Hunter got a strike. All right, Rossford boys up lane number 1, and he drops all 10 for the strike. Bring Fox back up on lane number 1. 9 count for Rossford on lane 4, leaving a 7-pin. Fox ready to bowl now, down on lane 1. And he splits. Can't quite tell what that is from here. 9 count for Rossford on lane 2. Looks like a 6-pin left. Oliver up now, lane number 3. And Oliver drops all 10 for back-to-back strikes. Fox now, spare attempt on lane 1. And he'll pick up 1, so a 9 count for him. Nice ball for a strike by Rossford there on lane number 4. Rossford missed their spare attempt on lane number 2. Brings up Andrew now. And Andrew will get 8, leaves the 4-7. Andrew now up for his spare attempt. Jonathan picked up 8 on his first ball. Looks like the 310 maybe, or 510. Andrew picked up his spare. And Rossford picked up 9 on his first ball on lane number 2. Spare attempt from Jonathan. Nice pickup there. Hunter picks up 9 on his first ball on lane 3, leaving a 4-pin. Rossford picked up their spare on lane 2, brings Oliver back up to bowl on lane 4. And Oliver gets 9, leaves a 7-pin standing. Hunter picks up his spare on lane number 3. Fox now up on lane number 2. He goes high, picks up 6. leaves the 3, 6, 9, and 10, I think. And a 9 count for Rossford on lane 3, leaving the 7 pin. Oliver now, spare attempt on lane 4. Rolls that one over for the spare. And Fox will get 3 out of the 4, so a 9 count for him. We'll switch over to the girls' side. And a split for Rossford on lane number 7. Looks like the 4-9. All right, just to quickly recap Napoleon. Hunter Ehlers, 223. Andrew Gallagher, 227. Fox Taylor, 190. Oliver Franz, 189. And Jonathan and Christian combined for 149 for a 978. Make sure that matches my number. Yep. And then 851 for Rossford. So we're good. Ariana Kiesling picks up her spare on lane number 8. Macy Eicher now up on lane number 7. She's working on a strike from the previous frame. Nice ball, make that back-to-back strikes. Alexa Miller, she got 8 on her first ball, looking for a spare attempt on lane number 5. And she's got it. On the girls' side, just a real quick recap, we got Ariana Kiesling, 236, Kendall Horner, 199, Kelsey Eicher, 128, Casey Garcia, 93, Abigail Steffi, 83 for 739, and Rossford with a combined 519. There's a strike for Kendall on lane number 7. Brenna up now, lane number 6. She had a strike the previous frame, and she gets 9. Looks like a 3-pin left. Ariana now, lane number 7. And Ari comes in a little light, leaves the bucket with 2, 4, 5, and 8. Pickup of 6. Brenna now, spare attempt on lane 5. And she's got it. Ari now, spare attempt. And she gets that one too far left and picks up 2. So a total of 8 for her. Rossford misses their spare attempt on lane number 8. Alexa now, lane number 6. And that one comes in light to the pocket, misses the head pin, leaves the 1, 2, 4, a pickup of 7. Rossford, nice ball there on lane 7 for a strike. Macy now, lane number 8, and she drops all 10. That's 3 in a row now for Macy. Alexa now, spare attempt, lane 6, and she picks up 2 out of the 3. So a 9 count for her. Kendall now, lane number 8. And she gets unlucky and ends up splitting, leaving the 7-10. That looked like a good ball. It was split on her. Rossford with a strike on lane number 6. And a spare pickup for Rossford on lane number 7. Kendall now trying to get at least 1 here on lane 8. Does so, drops the 10, leaves the 7 standing. Ariana up now, lane number 8. Ari with a strike. Bounces back from the open frame last frame. Macy now, lane number 7. she pulls that one Brooklyn side, picks up 8. Looks like the 9-10 left. And a strike for Rossford on lane number 8. Macy now, spare attempt on lane 7. And she'll pick up 1 out of the 2. Rossford ends up leaving, it looks like a 5-10 on lane number 8. Brenna got 9 on lane 5, left a 7-pin. Kendall up now, lane number 7. And she gets a strike bouncing back from that open frame. I think that ball for Brenna might have come out of the gutter. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. Where are they going? They're looking at trying to correct the score. Yep, it came out of the gutter. Ariana picks up, I'm sorry, that's Macy over on lane 8. Picks up 9, leaves a 10-pin. Alexa crushes the rack for a strike. Hits high flush. Macy picks up her spare down on lane 8. Brenna gets 9, leaves a 7-pin on lane 6. Kendall up now, lane number 8. And she gets 9, leaves a 7-pin. Brenna now, spare attempt on lane 6. And looks good. And Kendall converts her 7-pin. Alexa now up, lane number 6. Comes in light, leaves 2, 4, 5. All right, airy bowl here, and then we'll switch over to the boys. And that one goes high. She picks up 7, leaves a 3, 6, 10. All right, over to the boys' side. Hunter now up on lane 3. And that sounds like a strike, and I can confirm it is. 2 in a row now for him. Oliver up lane number 4. And Oliver gets 9, leaves a 10-pin. Rossford can't convert their spare on lane 2. So an 8 count for him. Rossford on lane 3 with a strike. And Jonathan picks up his spare. Oliver converts his spare on lane number 4. Rossford's first bowler picks up 7 and splits. I'm sorry, that's their third bowler. Their first bowler's over on the lane number 1. And he gets 8, leaves the 4-7. Andrew now up lane number 4, and he drops off 10 for the strike. Rossford, spare attempt, trying to pick up at least 2, and that's what he does, so a 9 count for him. Spare attempt from Rossford down on lane 1. Meanwhile, Hunter up on lane 4 for Napoleon. And Hunter is now 3 in a row. Rossford picked up just 1 pin of their spares, so an open frame for them. And Fox picks up 9, leaves a 7 pin. Had a pin spinning on the deck, but it couldn't make contact with the 7 to drop it. Oliver now up lane number 3. Nice ball from Oliver, strike for him. Fox now takes aim at his spare, lane number 2. And he's got it. Brings up Andrew now, lane number 3. And Andrew rips the rack for a strike. That's a double for him. Jonathan up lane number 2. Nice looking ball, and a strike rewards him. Strike for Rossford down on lane number 1. Hunter up now, lane number 3. And he gets a strike. That's now 4 in a row for Hunter. Rossford with a strike on lane number 4. Looks like we're in the 8th frame, 9th frame of the second individual game. Number 2 individual games followed by 3 Baker games. Total pin win the match. Oliver up lane number 4. And a strike for Oliver, back-to-back strikes. Fox Taylor gets 9, leaves the 4 pin down on lane number 1. All right, girls look like they're just finishing up on lane 7 and 8, so we'll switch back there real quick. And Alexa gets 6 on her first ball on lane number 6. Looks like the 1, 2, 8, and 10. Tricky spare. Macy chops, picks up 1 out of 2, so she'll end up with a 177 for game number 2. Alexa now, spare attempt. And she picks it up. Nicely done. That's a tricky little spare right there. Kendall now, lane 7, comes in light. Ends up leaving the 3-5-6. Rossford's 4th girl finished with a 138. Looks like we've got the boys starting to finish up over here on the lanes 3 and 4. Kendall picks up her spare. She'll get 1 more in the 10th. Rossford gets 8 more as on their second ball in the 10th frame on lane 8. Kendall now, last ball, 10th frame. and she gets 7. So 180 game for Kendall. Oliver Franz started out the 10th frame with a 9 count. .169 is what Rossford's 5th bowler finished with. Ariana Kiesling, first ball 10th frame, gets 9, leaves a 7 pin. Oliver picked up his spare. Rossford's 4th boy bowler finished with a 170 game. Ariana picked up her spare. Brenna now, this is the 8th frame for her. Picks up the strike. Oliver now, last ball 10th frame. I know it's off screen, but strike for him. And a 218 game for Oliver Franz. Ariana Kiesling finished with a 197. All right, we'll switch back to the boys. Andrew up now. And a strike for Andrew. That's now 4 in a row for him. And a strike for Rossford boys down on lane number 1. And another split for Alexa off to the right of your screen. Picks up 2 out of 3. Rossford picks up 7, leaves a 2-4-5 on lane number 2. Andrew up now, lane 3. Second ball, 10th frame. And a no 9 count. Sorry, 10 pin stood up, or stayed up. And looks like we've got Luke in for Fox to finish out the first game. He started out the 10th with a strike. Luke Leahy. Andrew now, spare attempt. Picks it up, and he finishes with a 234 game. So 227 and 234 for Andrew. 189 and 218 for Oliver. Rossford on lane 2. Comes in a little light, leaves a 2-4-5. Hunter starting out his 10th frame, lane number 3. And there's a strike to start things out. That's now 6 in a row for Hunter. Rossford's 5th bowler finished with a 246 game. Nice game from him. Rossford gets 9 on lane number 2 to start the 10th frame. Their first bowler finished with a 198 game. Luke and Fox combined for a 162. Luke started the 10th with a strike and then finished up with an 8 spare. Jonathan up now on lane 1, coming into the 10th frame with a strike in the 9th. And a strike for Jonathan. Hunter now, lane number 3. And Rossford missed their spare attempt, so he'll finish with a 96. And Hunter with another strike. Now 7 in a row. Jonathan gets 9 on his second ball. Leaves the 10 pin. Rossford up now, lane number 2. And a strike for him to start the 10th frame. Hunter now, last ball, 10th frame. Lane number 3. And another strike, so 8 in a row for Hunter to finish out the match, or to finish out the game. Jonathan missed his spare attempt, but finishes with a 190 game. And a 256 for Hunter. Rossford's third bowler, gets another strike in the 10th. He's got a nice string of strikes going too, at least 5 that I can see. All right, Rossford's first girl bowler finished with a 93. All right, we're going to switch over to the girls so they can finish up their 10th frames. And a third strike from the Rossford boy bowler, finishing with a 207. So I've got Napoleon with 1060 in game 2. Combining that with 978 gives them 2038. Rossford finished with 917 in game 2 and 851 in game 1 for a 1768, a difference of 270 pins. Brenna Massey has just started out the 10th frame with 2 strikes in a row. She's up on lane number 5, bowling her last ball at 10th frame. Oh, that looked good. She gets 9, so a 182 game. Rossford's second girl bowler finished with a 100. Alexa started out the 10th frame with a 9 count, leaving a 10 pin. Rossford's third bowler started out with 2. Her spare attempt coming up on lane 6. And she gets it. She'll get 1 more in the 10th. Alexa now, spare attempt, and that one falls off. So Alexa will finish with a 137. So 182 for Brenna, 137 Alexa, 177 Macy, 180 Kendall, and 197 Ariana Kiesling for an 873. So 1612 is what I've got them at. Last ball for the Rossford girl is a 6, so she'll end up with a 98. So I've got them at 598, combining for an 1117. So 1612 to 1117, a difference of 495 pins going into Baker's. All right, recapping here. Hunter Ehlers, 256. Andrew Gallagher, 234. 190 for Jonathan Peters, 218 for Oliver Franz, and 162 for Luke and Fox combined for 1060, 2038, and 917 for Rossford with 1768. So that all matches up. All right, let's adjust the cameras here. All right, got that going. And I'll update the score here in just a second. And Jevon starts things off for Napoleon with a 9 count. but all right, so I got 182, 137, 177, 180, 197. Somebody didn't do math right on the girls' side because they're a little off. 598 for Rossford girls. I think they forgot to add one score in there. We're going to have somebody check those scores here. All right, I still got to get the scoring updated here. Give me just a second. There we go. All right, Isaac Meyer up for the boys. Lane 3 picks up his spare. Jevin missed his spare attempt in the first frame. Not sure who bowled the second. Kendall with a split picks up 2 out of 3 after starting off with at least 2 strikes. And Jonathan picks up 6, leaves the bucket for 2, 4, 5, 8. Ariana Kiesling with a strike on the girls' side. And Rossford girls add a couple more. Rossford boys get 9, go leave the 7-pin after going high. And another strike for the Wildcat ladies, this time coming from Brenna Massey on lane number 8. Jonathan picks up 3 out of the 4 for the Wildcat boys for a 9 count. They're sitting at 54 in the 4th. Rossford boys pick up their spare. And Alexa Miller with a strike. That's now 3 in a row for the Lady Cats. Oliver now up in the 5th frame. And he splits. Looks like the 8-10. That was a good looking ball. Usually it'd leave just the 10-pin, but for whatever reason, didn't go through the pocket correctly and left the 8-pin. Rossford boys with a strike on lane number 4. Oliver, nice attempt, picks up 1. Kendall over here on the ladies' side. And another strike for the Lady Cats. Jevin up now, lane number 3. That one comes in light, picks up 7, leaves the 1, 2, and 7. Rossford girls pick up 7 on their first ball, leaving the 1, 2, 4. Ariana Kiesling gets 9, leaves 7-pin. Rossford boys got 9, missed their spare attempt. Jevin now, spare attempt. And he gets 2 out of the 3. And the Rossford girls get 2 out of the 3 on lane 7. 9 count for Rossford boys. Ariana picks up her spare in the 10th frame. She'll get 1 more. And Luke Leahy with 8 leaves the 1, 2. Rossford boys pick up their spare. And a strike from Airy from the bottom, or the third ball in the 10th for a 244 Baker game for the Lady Cats. Luke picks up his spare. Rossford girls pick up a couple more for 7. They're in the 5th frame. They're at 27. 9 count for Rossford boy. Oh, it goes down, I think. See if they give him that one. That looked like Isaac Meyer for the boys. Went left of the head pin, picked up 7, leaving the 1-3-6. 9 count for Rossford, so the strike will stand. Or 8 more for the Rossford girls for a total of 9. Isaac picks up his spare for the Wildcats. Spare attempt from Rossford, lane 4, picks it up. So a spare in the 9th frame for them. And a strike for Jonathan in the 9th frame. Rossford boys start the 10th frame with a strike. Oliver up in the 10th frame for the boys. And a strike for Oliver to start the 10th frame. And the Rossford girls will pick up 6 total in the 7th frame. Rossford boys, second ball, 10th frame, another strike for him. Oliver now. Second ball, 10th frame, and a second strike for Oliver. 3 in a row now. 9 count for Rossford girls on lane number 7 in the 8th frame. Her spare attempt coming up. All right, Oliver now, last ball, 10th frame. And 3 strikes in the 10th for Oliver. Finishing at 169 for Baker game number 1. And Rossford gets 8, so they'll finish with 183. So I've got 2207, 1951, a difference of 256 pins. Napoleon boys lead. Rossford girls in the 9th frame. Picked up 6 on her first ball. Boys will switch lanes. And Rossford girls won't get any additional, so they are sitting at 64 in the 9th. And that ball got away from Jevin on his first ball of the first frame. Strike for Rossford boys. A strike for the Rossford girls to start the 10th. Rossford boys coming in light, leaves a 1-2-4, pickup of 7. All right, let's see if Jevin can make the correction here. That one looks better. And he picks up 9 on his second ball. Another strike for the Rossford girls on lane number 7. Rossford boys pick up their spare on lane number 3. And Luke starts off the second frame with 9, leaves the 10 pin. And 8 more for the Rossford girls to finish with a 92. So I've got 1856 to 1209, a difference of 647 pins. All right, Luke picked up his spare. And a strike for Isaac on lane number 4 for the Wildcats. And 8 for the Rossford girls. Start off on lane 8. Kelsey up for the girls. She got 5 on her first ball. And Jonathan goes through the nose and splits, leaving the 4, 6, 7, 10 on lane 4. And Kelsey picks up 3 more for a total of 8. Rossford boys come in light, pick up 6, leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 9. Jonathan now, spare attempt, trying to pick up 2 here, picks up 1, so 7 count in the 4th. Sitting at 53. Abby starts out frame number 2 with 7. Leaves the 2, 4, 5. And Christian goes high. Picks up 5. Leaves the 2, 4, 6, 7, and 10. Rossford girls pick up 8, leaving the 3, 9. 9 count for Rossford boys on lane 3, leaving a 10 pin. Abby now, spare attempt, ended up pulling that one. She won't get any additional pin count. Christian now, spare attempt. And he picks up 2 out of the 5. So 7 count for him in the 4th frame. Rossford boys missed their spare attempt in the 5th. Rossford girls won't get any additional. Or I'm sorry, they got 1. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong scoreboard here. They got 1 out of 2. Casey starts out with 8. And a split for the Rossford girls, leaving the 4, 10. On lane number 8. 9 count for Jevin on his first ball on lane number 4. Casey, spare attempt, misses, so an 8 count for her. Jevin picks up his spare. Rossford girls won't get any more. So an 8 count for her. Rossford boys pick up their spare in the 6th frame on lane number 3. And Brenna picks up 7 on her first attempt, lane number 7. Luke goes high, ends up picking up 8, leaves the 3, 10. Strike for the Rossford boys down on lane number 3. Rossford's 5th bowler up for the girls. And she gets 9, leaves a 7 pin. Seven count for Rossford boys, leaving the 2, 4, 7 on lane 3. Brenna picks up her spare on lane number 7 a moment ago. Luke now, spare attempt. And he gets 1 out of the 2. So the boys sitting at 87 in the 7th. Rossford girls picked up their spare. Macy Eicher got 9. She's bowling the number 5 spot. Looks like a 6-pin left. Isaac gets that one started too far inside, picks up 3. Rossford boys won't get any additional pin count. They missed the spare attempt on lane 3. Rossford girls pick up 6 on lane 8. Macy picks up her spare in the 5th frame for the girls. Isaac now, spare attempt for the boys. Nicely done, picks it up. And a strike for the Rossford boys in the 9th frame. Kelsey picks up 9, leaves a 6-pin on lane number 7. Strike for Jonathan on lane number 4 for Napoleon. Strike for the Rossford boys to start the 10th frame. And Christian gets 9. He moved the 8-pin, moved it far enough that they'll have to probably respot it. And Kelsey misses her spare attempt. All right, Abby misses her first ball in the 7th frame. So we're waiting for the pins to be respotted on lane 4. 8 count for Rossford boys. That's their 2nd ball in the 10th frame. And Christian picks it up. So Abby with 7 in the 7th frame. 6 count for the Rossford girls on lane number 8. Casey up, lane number 7, gets 7, leaves the 1-3-6. And Christian gets 8 more. So Rossford boys finish the 2nd game with 173 and 145 for Napoleon. So I've got 23.52 to 21.24, a difference of 228 pins. Casey picks up 2 more for a 9 count. They're sitting at 86 in the 8th. Rossford gets 6 on her first ball to start the 9th frame. Brenna up now, 9th frame. Swings that one out wide. It won't get back. A little extra pin action. Gets 9, leaves the 5-pin standing. Rossford leaving the 3-7. Gets 8 on their first ball in the 3rd Baker game. Rossford girls pick up 1 more for a total of 7. They're sitting at 92 in the 9th. Brenna now, spare attempt, lane number 7. Picks it up. Rossford won't get any more, so an 8 count for them in the 1st. Brenna picked up her spare. Brings up Macy to close out the 10th frame in the second Baker game. And a strike for Macy. 6 count for Rossford girls. Left the washout, the 1, 2, 4, 10. She only gets 3 of them, so they finish with a 101. And a strike for the Wildcats to start things off in this third Baker game. Or, I'm sorry, that's the second frame. No, that's the first frame. Okay. It's hard to read the frame numbers from here. And another strike, this one coming from Christian. Macy with back-to-back strikes in the 10th. And another 8 count for Rossford, who won't pick up the spare attempt in the second frame. Oliver up now, third frame. And Oliver gets 9, leaves the 10 pin. Macy now, last ball, 10th frame. And another strike. So 136 for them. So I've got 1992 to 1310. They'll switch lanes and get the third Baker underway. Boys are already into the third Baker. Oliver now, spare attempt, picks it up. All right, Andrew up now, 4th spot. And a strike for Andrew. And a nice pickup there by Rossford boys, converting the spare. Kelsey up for the girls, lane number 8. And she splits. Can't tell what that is, but it looks ugly. 9 count for Rossford boys. Almost looks like the 7-9. So another strike for the Wildcat boys. Back-to-back strikes for them. Brings up Fox. Looks like they're doing the starting lineup, so I have to assume that Hunter was the one that threw the last ball. 9 count for Fox, leaving a 7 pin. Kelsey won't convert anymore, so an 8 count for Kelsey in the first frame. Rossford girls start out with 9 in the second frame. And Abby will pick up 4 for the girls. Rossford boys now, spare attempt. Or, I'm sorry, not spare attempt, that was their first ball. They start out with 7, it looks like. Leaving the 3-5-6. Fox picks up his spare. Rossford girls get 9 and then open, missing the spare attempt. Abby now, spare attempt for her on lane 8. And she gets 5, so a 9 count for her. Rossford boys missed their spare attempt. They'll end up with 7 in the 6th frame for a 79. Strike for Christian. Casey up now. And that one split on her. She leaves a 7-10 split. Not quite enough ball speed, I think. Just a major culprit there. Oliver with a strike. So back-to-back strikes for the Wildcat boys. Casey doesn't get any additional pin count. Rossford boys with a strike just a moment ago. Andrew goes high, picks up 8, leaves the 4-7. Split for the Rossford girls, leaving the 4-7. What is that? Is that doesn't look like a 10 pin. Is it the 4-6-7 maybe? Ariana Kiesling with a strike. Lexa Miller be up next in the 5th spot. Andrew now, spare attempt, lane 4, picks it up. Nice attempt by the Rossford girls there, pick up 2 out of the 3. And Alexa with a strike on lane number 8. So a double up there for the Wildcat girls. Strike for the Rossford girls on lane number 7 from their 5th bowler. Hunter up now, 10th frame. And 7 pin just wouldn't budge. Pick up with 9 on his first ball. Strike for the Rossford boys over on lane number 3. Kelsey with a strike just a moment ago for the Lady Cats. Hunter now, spare attempt, picks it up. Abby now, lane number 8. And she gets 8. Looks like the 3-10 left. 6 count for Rossford boys to start the 10th frame. Rossford girls got 7 on their first ball, left the 1-3-6, but won't convert. So 7 count for them in the 6th frame. Rossford boys pick up the spare. They'll get 1 more in the 10th. Hunter now up, last ball, 10th frame for Napoleon boys. And Abby misses her spare attempt. So 9 count for Hunter, finishing with a 224. And a strike for Rossford boys, finishing with 175. And Casey gets 9. Leaves the 4 pin. So for the boys, I've got 25.76 to 22.99, a difference of 277 pins. 20.38 in the individuals, 5.38 for the Bakers, averaging 198.15 over the entire course of the match. That includes Bakers. Casey picks up her spare. Let's see if we can get the score sheet to come this way and get some confirmation on the boys while the girls finish up here. We do have another match coming up tomorrow. This one will be from C&H Lanes in Defiance, where we face off against Defiance Bulldogs. Start time is a little earlier than normal. It starts at 3 o'clock. Nine count by Ariana to start the 9th frame. Spare attempt upcoming. All right, 169, 145, 224 were the Baker games for a total of 538. 2038 match play, 25.76, just like I said. And 22.99 with Baker games of 530 or 183, 173, 175. Total 531, 1768 match play, 22.99. So all that matches up. Alexa started off the 10th with a strike. All right, second ball now Rossford girls start off the 10th with a 7, leaving the 2-4-5. Alexa went a little high on that one, got 9, left just a 6-pin. And a spare for Rossford. All right, Alexa now, last ball. Won't get anything else. Finishes with a 167. And Rossford girls pick up 9 on their last ball, so they'll finish with a 123. So we'll get this updated real quick and on the stream. All right, want to thank everybody for joining us today for this match. Hopefully you can join us tomorrow, and if not, check it out on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That helps move us up in the search algorithm. All right, so there we've got that. Double check the stream, make sure that it's coming through. All right, so the girls, I've got bigger games of 244, 136, 167 for a total of 2159. Over Rossford at 1433, a difference of 726 pins. Our girls had 1612 in the match play, 547 in total in the Bakers, and it averaged 166 for the night. All right, hopefully everybody has a wonderful evening, and have a Merry Christmas, and we will see you the next time on the live stream. As always, go Wildcats.